EOM Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello everyone, it's another beautiful day and thank you very much for joining us. You're watching the EOM Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Mawari. Today on the program, we shall be taking a look at the Nigerian economy from the viewpoint of industry operators. Also on the lineup is Let's Talk, and our focus is on Big Chance Lotteries Management Limited, a fast-growing lottery and sports betting firm in Nigeria. On Spot On, we shall bring you a serial entrepreneur, author, astute project manager, team player, and industry captain, Okpe Onaboye, who is the co-founder and chief executive officer of RENDA Africa Limited, Africa's leading order fulfillment solutions for enterprise and medium-sized businesses, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024. And on the face-to-face is the continuation of our conversation with the pragmatic, astute entrepreneur, certified project management expert, and industry captain, Dr. Jordan Femi Fagite, who is the Group Executive Director General Services of the KABOTA Group Limited. It's a package you'll love to watch. Sit back as we bring you the details. Engineer Desmond Odiase, a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, purpose-driven project manager, experienced entrepreneurial expert, and industry captain, is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of DEXDEE Fountains Limited.
Our vision is to build a constellation of luxury brands. Our mission is service before profit. Our mission statements, our vision statements were derived from our core values. And those core values are the things you see in me. Our dream is to disrupt as many sectors of the economy as possible. And that is what we do. Kofi Annan was asked, see, people have always asked, what can one man do? And he points to Nelson Mandela. There's so much that one man can do. You don't need to be a Tinubu. You don't need to be in government. You don't need to be in politics. And the guys who control this world, the guys who control the economics of America, they're in the private sector. Do you understand? Whether Bill Gates, whether Jeff Bezos, whether Mark Zuckerberg, whether Alexander Graham Bell, they are people. And you see, of course, there will also be the likes of JFK, there will be the likes of Abraham Lincoln, there will be the likes of Winston Churchill. No problem with politics. But the truth of the matter is that service, the greatest service to God is the service of mankind. If you can do it in public sector, that's brilliant. If you can do it in the private sector, that's brilliant. I have taken my own part. So according to Tayo, late Tayo of GTB, I'm in my own lane. I'm not in competition with anybody. And there's no way anybody's going to beat me in my own lane, because I'm not competing with anybody. As long as I can see the sky, do you understand? I can do the impossible. And that's basically has been our mantra, our philosophy. That is why we are so committed to what we do. So regardless of what happens, we'll always survive. If you keep your head while others are losing theirs, you'll be a man, my son. Regardless of what happens in the system. Do you understand? My partners are Germans. And sometimes when I sit down and I talk with them, they wonder, where are you from? How come you are so different from your people? And when you tell me something is impossible, it's an encouragement for me, because I'm used to going against the grain. When I was starting out, I was going to sell fountains for like 30,000. And some person said to me that your fountain is dependent on water and electricity. Water is scarce, electricity is scarce. How then are you going to survive? Then my mind went back to my encounter with my creator, that I'm no longer interested in water below the ground, but above the ground. And when I was saying it, I didn't even know what I was talking about. But let me also tell you something. You see, that's why, for example, they say be nice to all men. You never can know when you play host to an angel. In 1984, when I was starting out, we were going to do industrial training. And it was such that the university said, we have too many students to send to several industries across the Nigerian states. And by virtue of that, we cannot find a space for every student. So therefore, they gave us blank sheets signed by the admin officer, say, go and find where you will work For some reason, Faith took me to Water Services, 56 Okpebi Road, which was a German firm. They were importing plunger pumps and all that. We were doing boreholes. And then, only very few Nigerians could do boreholes. Awolowo's house at the Kennel was of 14,000. Ikomo was chief of naval staff, was a quiz drive, was about 14,000. Aero contractors, 7 up. Then there was another factory at Nigerian Austria Embroidery Company at Ayepe. Theirs was about 26, but it was an industrial borehole. Back to the subject. So that was in 1984. I told my guys as we were leaving that before we come back in 6 months, I will come back with a car. They say you don't even have a place to do IT. How come you're going to come back with a car? And behold, in 6 months, I bought my first car.
Okpeyemi Oguntimeyi, an experienced project manager, goal-getting entrepreneurial expert and industry captain, is the managing director and chief executive officer of Big Chance Lotteries Management Limited, a fast-rising lottery and sports betting firm in Nigeria, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs in 2024.
Actually, it's a company that has been for almost a year plus. We have a federal license, to operate. We officially launched the business on the 12th of October this year, and we are starting with online, strictly online. While we are expecting our POS, to arrive, probably by January, February 2024, we shall go on the POS. Vision and the mission of Big Chance Lottery Management Limited, one of the aims and objectives to bring the Nigerians out of poverty and to ensure that Nigerians, they regain their hope financially, and also to give back to the society. Big Chance Lottery Management Limited is a core lottery business. And we are into 5 of 90 games. We have our indoor games, we have Ghana games, that people they can play differently. There are different ways by which you can play lotto, you can play direct, you can play permutation, you can play, you can play against. All these ways by which they play lottery, we are doing everything. And strictly like what I said earlier, that strictly it is online now. You can do everything online, and even when you win, you receive your money without any human interference. Yes, we are working on it, and it will surely be achieved. Big Chance Lotto is here to ensure that Nigerians are being the confidence. We are here to build the confidence of Nigerians, because when you put your money in lottery and you win, you should be able to have your winnings or your claims immediately. So we are put in place that you don't need to be waiting for human interference before you have your proceed, the winning proceed. Immediately that you validate and you request for your winnings online, you will be the one to process it yourself. You request for it, and automatically it will be in your account. So this will really build the confidence of Nigerians to ensure that at least lottery industry has been revived, and is here. We are here to give hope to Nigeria, because in olden days, you can be looking around for where the company's office is. You don't need to do that. You know, everything is online. The information is there. The contact is there. The address is there. If it warrants you go to the office directly, you know, appear in person, you go there. At least you can be in the corner of your room and do the transaction and make your money. Nobody is seeing you. Nobody knows whatsoever that is going on. And you have your money in your account. You are spending your money. You enjoy your money on your own. Nigeria market is very wide. It's very, very wide. There is no any level or any number of lottery company that is existing in Nigeria that you will not be able to see your own. You will definitely, you know, hang your own, because Nigeria is a big market. Like I rightly said earlier that whatsoever that you are doing, whatsoever that we are doing now is strictly online. You know, for you to be able to withdraw your money, you have to provide your account. So for anyone that is not up to 18 years, there's no way you can get an account in the bank. There's no way you can open an account in the bank because we don't have all these regulatory ID card for you to be able to do so. But if we should discover that, we block the platform immediately. So anybody that's below 18 years, we don't allow such. And even when you when you sign up with us and you plug in all your details, and the system will automatically pick it that you are not up to 18 years, will log you out. So those are the things that we have put in place. Big chance Lotto, we have experienced people who have been winning like 12,000, play with 50 naira and win 12,000, and they have their money. And even if you check our site, we normally publish the name of the winners. Yes, we normally publish, you know, to encourage them and to let them know that we appreciate them, we recognize them, that, you know, being our customer. It's very easy. You go to our website, that's www.bigchancellotto.com. So you log into our site, you see sign up, click on the sign up, it will take you to where you put in your email address. After the put in the email address, we ask you to enter. You enter, you send the OTP to your email address, at least to verify. So after putting in the OTP will automatically open the form that you are going to fill, you know, for the big chance to have your biodata. You know, after filling the form and the system accepts the data, you know, you automatically pick it and you register with us. Yes. Yeah, when you register with us, you begin to fund your wallet. And the good thing about it is the first fund, the first payment you make into your wallet, we attract 50% bonus. Let's take, for instance, you fund your wallet with 1,000 naira. You know, automatically you are having extra 500 naira. Automatically you have 1,500 naira to play the game. So if you win, you collect your money, and the subsequent funding will attract 10%. In the nearest future, big chance will be all over Nigeria. We will go across the whole 36 states. Yes, the nearest future.
Okpe Onaboye, a serial entrepreneur, author, astute project manager, team player, and industry captain, is the co-founder and chief executive officer of RENDA Africa Limited, Africa's leading order fulfillment solution for enterprise and medium-sized businesses, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024.
What does it take to be successful in a business environment like Nigeria? the question, I think the question first is, what does success mean, right? And I think for every business, success is different. You have to look at the stage of the business. Yeah, everybody thinks that success is when you're a Dangote, right? But you have to look at where you are. We are only a 2-year-old business, and I think for us, what success looks like is what are the goals that we set for ourselves every single year. So every year we want to achieve certain, revenue targets. We want to achieve certain targets on technology. We want to achieve certain targets on customers. So I think for us, success has to be continuous on a yearly basis. And I think every business has to see themselves like that. Because I feel like sometimes businesses put too much pressure on themselves, wanting to build what Dangote built in 40 years in just, 2 years, especially in our current startup space. So I think to be successful in Nigeria, you have to be clear on what you are trying to build. You have to be clear on what milestones you are trying to achieve as you're growing as a business. And then, as you are hitting those milestones, be able to tap yourself on the back, be able to say, hey, So I think that's the first thing, right? Be clear on where you are as a business and be clear on what your milestones need to look like. And like you mentioned, I think technical skills are important, knowing how to do what you're doing. But what's also important are the soft skills. You mentioned doggedness, right? Tenacity. Africa is, I've run businesses in the UK and then in Africa, right? Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana. Nigeria is one of the toughest markets to run a business in Africa. So you have to have that tenacity. Tenacity meaning that, hey, you have to be ready for whatever comes. I remember 2022 when we sat down and we did a financial model, we did a planning for 2023. I spent like 2 months with consultants, coming up with a good financial model. And then January 2023, you wake up and it was scarcity. So everything you spent 2 years creating became redundant. The same thing happened in 2019. I remember 2019 December, we had a retreat. We brought in a consultant. That was with my other business. And we did a fancy, strategy for 2020. And then you wake up in 2020 March and the whole world was shut down. So which is that everything that you plan for also. So I think the first thing is being able to tenacity, which means, hey, you have to be dogged enough to say, you know what, I know what I'm trying to achieve and I have to pull through. And secondly is, and I think this is critical, you must be able to adapt very fast, right? Adapt means that you must be able to know when what you're doing that is not working, right? Sometimes some people want to stick their head into something and say, oh, because tenacity doesn't mean that you're doing the same thing constantly. It means that you're still trying to achieve the same mission, but you're figuring out how to do it in different ways. So it means that when something comes at me, I know that this thing is come at me. I didn't see it coming, but I'm not going to do well on it. So I think for founders or for business owners, those skills are very important. Apart from just saying, oh, okay, I'm good at the technical aspect of what I do. The question is, how easy am I, how quickly am I able to adapt to changes in the environment? Because we're in an environment where things are changing very quickly. So I think those are the things that I think, are very critical for business owners.
RENDA Africa Limited, how did this great brand, how did it start?
I've been in business for 13 years. RENDA is my third business. And I've always built businesses to solve problems. So I don't build business because, someone says there's money here. I build business because I found a problem and I really want to solve that problem. And RENDA started because I saw a problem with businesses across Nigeria that were trying to scale. So I saw people starting businesses, but the ability to scale was a problem. So I saw people that were storing items in their houses, people that were, that were losing money, people that were getting items damaged. I saw people that were trying to scale, but having access to affordable logistics was a problem. So I thought, why don't we build a solution? Why don't we build something that, number one, can make it easier for people to scale their businesses? Number two, it can also simplify access to fulfillment infrastructure. So for example, I want to launch my business across Nigeria. I want to store my items across Nigeria. So I want to access storage facilities. It should be easy. I want to be able to process those orders on a daily basis. I don't have to worry about picking, packing, and all those kind of stuff. And most importantly too, I want to deliver whatever volume of items I need to deliver on a daily basis. I don't need to be chasing 10 logistic companies. Let me just, provide solution with one platform. And that's what we built RENDA. So it's basically an end-to-end technology solution that ensures that businesses can just focus on scaling their business and they can access the entire fulfillment infrastructure. The e-commerce sector is growing very rapidly across Africa. Local and international businesses are scaling and growing across the continent. But without the right fulfillment infrastructure, these businesses can never truly realize their true potential. That's the reason why we built RENDA. We are powering the next phase of e-commerce growth across Africa.
Our mission is to empower brands and revolutionize distribution in Africa. And how do we go about doing this to our clients? Is by rendering an end-to-end fulfillment solution to them, ranging from inbounding, flexible storage inventory management, order processing, dispatch and delivery with a customer promise of 12 hours turnaround time.
This is where all the magic happens with our well-selected professionals of over 120 staffs handling all our projects from different angles. This is where we manage all the hassles that could come to you as a business person. This is where we track your inventory level, we track expiry, we advise you, we give you business advisory based on what you have in stock with us. This is where we ensure that you optimize your profit and we mitigate to take your losses to the barest minimum, as from inbounding to outbound to inventory management, warehousing and returns.
We cover major cities in Nigeria, and we cover so many cities across Africa. We have 96% fulfillment rate. So with this, you are sure that your packages are getting to your consumers.
We are building the largest flexible storage infrastructure in Africa. We ensure that we properly manage our relationship with our third-party storage partners so that businesses can easily store facilities of any type and sizes across locations in Africa.
We have over 600 drivers and counting, with fleets ranging from bikes, trucks, and vans, with men and women who are steady breaking the bias. Everything we do in RENDA is based on partnership.
The RENDA platform optimizes and automates order fulfillment. It gives our clients within Africa and outside of Africa real-time visibility on the performance of the product. Depending on the size of the organization, our client can log in directly to our platform or connect to us via API. The platform gives real-time visibility on key performance indicators such as turnaround time, average delivery time, and rate of return. With the RENDA platform, our clients within and outside of Africa are guaranteed ease of doing business.
Partner with us today to simplify and bring ease to your order fulfillment and distribution across Africa.
Dr. Jordan Femi Fagite, a pragmatic, astute entrepreneur, certified project management expert and industry captain, is the Group Executive Director, General Services of the KABOTA Group Limited.
2024 is a year of a lot of promises. It's a year of a lot of prospects, and we're hoping and believing we'll be able to cover the grounds we see ahead of us in 2024. We commenced the groundwork for the KABOTA gas project in the year 2023. It's a multi-million-dollar gas treatment plant which will treat, clean, compress, distribute natural gas and deploy virtually to different parts of the southwest Nigeria. The project is somewhere in Ondo State right now, and we are happy to inform listeners that we have quite a very good level of encouraging actions and subscriptions and proposals from financiers, would-be partners, would-be service providers. The ECOWAS Development Bank is even taking interest in the project, and 2024 happens to be a major year for completing the first phase of the KABOTA gas project in Ore in Ondo State, and we hope that we can start the second phase next year also. We also have been able to deploy some resources into real estate in the year 2023, and we also hope to be able to expand the frontiers of what we have laid on ground in 2024. We have our own real estate development which we started, and we have partnered with several others including Royal Palm Estates, which belongs to Jofame, and we are doing great, and we are deploying to several parts of the country, at least to create housing solutions at affordable rates for Nigerians. So 2024 happens to be a year we're looking out to get a lot of things completed. Some we started this year. We are going to complete a lot next year and commission a lot of projects next year by the special grace of God. I think the most critical part is whatever mechanism that the federal government can adopt to enhance the value of the Naira is very critical, because a lot of businesses, if things continue the way it is, might have to deploy out of Nigeria to start running business outside Nigeria, and that is not to our advantage. Nigeria is a land of opportunities. It's a land where we have rich human and natural resources, and there should not be any reason why this cannot be put to use to improve the livelihoods of the average Nigerian and increase our gross domestic product. So, but the value of the Naira in the international market is a challenge. So for me and for my company, that's one critical component that the federal government needs to look into, enhancing the value of the currency. When the value of the currency is enhanced, then the purchasing power increases, inflation drops, and things will get better.
Not only that you're saving money, but you're getting a higher quality.
Means we need to work together. And this is where we bring down the curtains on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your valued time with us. We hope it was worth your while. But just in case you missed out on any aspect of it, then you can come with us to any of our feedback portals, as you can see on the screen. Our deep gratitude to you, our sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.